Hey, it's me again. Oh yeah. People have been asking about my dread journey. I don't know if you can see back there. That's the Hancock building back there too. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, my dread journey. So my dread journey is not so much a dread journey. There's no like real backstory like, oh well, I'm black and I wanted to get back to my culture because I'm not. It's not a cultural thing at all for me. It's just my dreads and my dreads. How it did kind of start is that I was dating a girl for like 3 years. She said, if you ever grow dreadlocks, I'll break up with you. So right after we broke up, I started growing dreadlocks, and 15 years later, here I am. I will say that like my first like real introduction to dreadlocks was probably 7th grade, because I got this music report and I got stuck with reggae. Being in 7th grade, I wasn't really introduced to reggae yet, but that really got me into reggae. So then I kind of like started dreadlocks. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, and like never really thought about it again until I was like 21. I will say this too, that like there was a lot of trial and error with my dreadlocks. I tried like a lot of different beeswaxes and different things when I first started, and I found that like a lot of beeswax. I think the one I used the most was like Murray's, I think it's called. It was a little too like greasy and waxy, and it would leave my hair like kind of oily, which I didn't like. So now I don't use anything on my dreads. I don't use any wax really. I mean, occasionally if I'm in a big hurry and it's kind of frizzy and I want to like just tame it real quick, I'll use a wax I made myself of beeswax, actual beeswax, shea butter and coconut oil. But usually I try not to use anything. I don't crochet my dreads. It's all pretty much natural. The only thing I really do is with the roots is I'll use the hat like I've showed before in other videos. And if you notice right now, my hair is a little frizzy. Hopefully you can see it in this, because people have been saying, oh my god, your dreads aren't frizzy, where's your natural look? Your dreads aren't real, they're not natural. They are real and they are natural. I just tend to tighten them and keep them nice and tight because I don't like having messy, gross dreads that look all like flyaway and like the natural look. It's just not for me. I mean, for what I do and the way I present myself in life, I prefer to have nice, clean dreads, a tidy look that, not too many flyaways, not too much anything. I like to have them very cylindrical, very nice and tight. That's just me. Nothing against if you want to have the natural look, the dread look, the crazy, wild, all natural, let it do its thing look. Hey, that's your thing, go for it. I don't care, it's like, whatever, it's your world. Like recently we were at the Grateful Dead show here in Chicago, and I've never seen so many natural dreads, and that's their thing and whatever, but it's just not my thing, because I look at it and I look like, man, those dreads are just really wiry and kind of dirty looking and like unkempt, and so that makes me think about that person. Well, maybe they're kind of dirty and unkempt as well. Like, and I'm not saying that all people with dreadlocks are dirty, that all hippies are dirty, but those dreadlocks I saw there, that's what made me think. So that's why I tend to keep it's close warm out here. That's why I try to keep my dreads nice and clean and tight, because A, I work for a modeling agency, so when I do get work, they want clean dreads. B, I work downtown, and people will definitely look at you with dreadlocks, and if you have bad dreads, they're going to judge you. That being said, like when I first started my dreads were really short and kind of like just messy looking, because I didn't know what I was doing yet. So it took me a while to get to that. But I mean, I guess part of that journey that I didn't really have, but I did kinda, is that when I was doing my dreads when I first started, like I got fired from 2 different jobs. The first job, when I started my dreads, I asked the managers, hey, can I start dreads? And they said, yeah, absolutely, go ahead. So I started them, and they kind of stood up on my head like this because they were really short and I didn't have long enough hair yet. And about like a year into growing them, the owner came in one day and basically told the manager to fire me because of my dreads. Had to talk with the manager, and he was like, hey, I apologize for this. I don't want to fire you. You're a good worker, but you're fired because of your dreads. So then later on in life, my dreads started growing for quite a while, and I started working at a bar. And I worked at the bar for 2 years, and the owners were like 65, 70 years old. One day their friends came in, and who were also 65, 70 years old, and they did not like my hair at all. They thought it was unprofessional for a bar, even though it was clean and tidy, unprofessional for a bar because I'm a man with long hair and dreadlocks. So I was also let go of that bar. Luckily though, I did get a good severance package, so that was kind of awesome. But yeah, I mean, like, you have to, if you're gonna do your dreads, I say do them well, and really put some effort and time into them, because you want people to respect you and you want your dreads to look good. So why would you not do that work to make them look good and have people respect you? You might get fired from a couple jobs, but if your dreads are worth it, they're worth it, and you'll keep up and you'll keep moving on. That's all you can do. One other thing I'd like to address really quickly here is that I see a lot of people posting these other things about why people have bad dreads, or why people have to, you know, keep their dreads up and they look unnatural, like you're crocheting and blah 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 blah. As someone who's had dreads for 15 years, my dreads do look pretty good, and I'm white. I mean, I'm mixed Japanese, Native American, and German, but people see me, they say I'm white. The other thing is, I've talked, because I have dreadlocks for 15 years, I've talked to a lot of people with dreadlocks, and a lot of people want to talk to me about my dreadlocks. A lot of those people are African American and black. And I talk to them about their dreads, and guess what? They get their dreads done too. They get their dreads rolled out, they get their dreads kept up by somebody else. A lot of people I talk to don't do their dreads. Like, a lot of people in general I talk to with really nice dreads don't do their dreads. But specifically, black people do have their dreads done. So it's not like they just wake up in the morning and their dreads are nice and, you know, like these amazing dreads all the time. No. They pay to have it done. $65, $70 at a time sometimes to go get these dreads done, and they'll have the roots clipped, and then someone will actually roll them out for them and wax them up and whatnot. So don't let people fool you and say like, oh, you know, black people have these amazing dreads and it's just all natural and it's just the way it is because you don't have the right hair type. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Because people do get their dreads done, white, black, doesn't matter, all across the board, to keep their dreads nice. Now, if you want to put the time into it to get them done, you can, and you can watch my videos and I'll show you how to do it yourself. But otherwise, you can go to a place and get it done, and there's no shame in that. If you want to, you know, don't have the time, you have the money, whatever, go for it. My personal opinion was I didn't have the time or money when I was younger, and I started learning to do it, and then I got to the point where I was like, why would I pay someone? I'm doing it pretty well myself, so that's just what I'm gonna keep doing. So that's just my 2 cents on it, and as you can see, I have some flyaways. They're natural right now. I'm about to go inside and start working on my dreads here pretty soon, and actually retighten them. Yeah, ooh, it's hot. And I'll do another video here quickly once I get those done. I'm gonna show you another way to wear your dreads up, so pay attention for the next video to come out here shortly. Once again, like, subscribe. If you have any questions, email me, message me, private message me, and I'll make a video if that's what I need to do, or I'll answer your questions. All right, talk to you later. I did forget to add this part though, I guess. I will say this, that I feel like dreadlocks do fit my personality, which is probably why I do have dreadlocks. I didn't do it for like a style reason, like, oh, I want to have this cool style or anything, but I was just like, I'm kind of a very chill person, and I feel like people that usually have dreadlocks are usually pretty chill, kind of like down to earth, like earthy people in general. So that's kind of like the reason I have dreads personally, is because it just kind of fits my personality. I'm very laid back and chill and kind of just like, you know, whatever. You know, life hands you lemons, you make lemonade. Yeah, but I mean, really, like, I'm just like, kind of just fits my personality. I mean, I'm very outdoorsy, very earthy, very hippie, but not hippie. Not dirty hippie. But yeah, that's that part of it, I guess. But I mean, yeah, if you want to grow dreads for whatever reason fits you best. If it's because you want to be cool, you want to fit in, or you want to be trendy, or just want to be different, so go for it. But just know that it is a lot of work to keep them nice, a lot of maintenance. But yeah, my reason, just because it kind of fits my personality. I'm kind of just kind of chill dude. All right, bye.